They'll fight over it when you're dead. That is a hell of a tagline. Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA, and today we are doing our long-term review on the Saddleback leather front pocket backpack. I'm about 6 months in using this bag now, so it is time to revisit the bag, see how it's holding up, see how much wear it's taking on, and talk about it just a little bit. I will say that I have not used this bag solely for the past 6 months or so. I have used other bags, I have reviewed other bags, but I have swapped back into this quite a bit. So I do have a good handle on it. And yeah, I really do enjoy this bag. This is my first fully leather bag. This is my first premium leather bag. And yeah, I'm really digging it. And I'm gonna say, as always, let's start with the negatives. The only negative that I can say about this bag is that it looks too damn good. It's a premium bag. It should look good, but I wanted it to look a little more beat up, used, and worn in, but it's such a good bag. It's built so well that it still looks basically like it did 6 months ago. It's picked up a few more scratches here or there, but overall, it's still, the leather is still very stiff. Like, it still could be broken in for the next 5 or 6 years before it's gonna really loosen up, but it's not, it does have some patina, but I thought by 6 months of using a premium leather bag, I would get some really, really good patina, and that's my only negatives, that I don't have as much patina on this bag as I wanted, so it just looks too damn good. So let's start with the price point, $649. So this is a premium bag. Now, that is a big, very expensive price point. It is not for everyone. So if you're just looking for a leather backpack because you like the look of leather, you're probably going to want to look elsewhere because $650 is a lot of money. This is certainly the most expensive backpack that I own and that I have ever owned. Prior to this, I want to say about $400 would have been the most expensive backpack that I've owned. Now, I have had a few other leather backpacks over the years, but nothing that has been premium quality full grain leather. And that's exactly what this is. This is premium quality full grain leather, cowhide exterior. The cows, they don't tell you exactly where they're from or where the tannery that they use. It's a trade secret, but the cowhide that is used is North American cow. So all of the cowhide is from North America, and there's also some pigskin on the inside that is also more durable than cowhide, and that's for the laptop sleeve. And all of that is still in pristine condition. Now, again, I have used other bags over the past 6 months, but I have swapped back into this. So I would say I definitely have, out of that 6 months, I would say I have a solid 3.5 months of use on this bag. Now, when we're talking about heritage goods, 3.5 months of wear is like a drop in the bucket because this bag has a 100-year warranty on it, which is why they have they'll fight over when you're dead tagline, because they're anticipating their bag lasting 100 years, which is another reason that it has a $650 price tag. It's got premium materials. These are handmade in Mexico. They are stored and sold in Texas, USA. The leather is sourced from North American cattle. Now, Mexico is part of North America, so I don't know if that means the cattle come from Mexico, America, or Canada, all North America, but North American grazed cattle. Handmade bags, premium qualities. If you can see here, there's actually several pieces of leather together, and sandwiched between those layers of leather and the high stress points, there's actually like straps of nylon that go through there to help reinforce the leather. So there's a lot of thought that went into the design. They actually show an alligator attacking one of the bags in one of the Saddleback leather videos, and the bag is still fully functional. So they're beta tested really well. Premium materials, handmade, top-notch, full-grain leather. And the only thing bad that I could say is that it doesn't look as beat up as I wanted it to look, but it is getting there. We do have some patina. Most of the patina we'll see here is on the back of the bag. We do have some darkening here from where it rubs on my lower lumbar of my back. We do have darkening from some of the selvage denim that I wear, and some of that indigo would crock onto the bag. And then we do have the backside of each of the straps. So we do have some nice creasing going on the backside of these straps, as well as some darkening from my hands grabbing it, and then again wearing it over denim jackets, wax jackets, some of the indigo rubbing off, some of the wax rubbing off, and then just some of the grease and dirt that's on my hands transferring to the bag. Now, most of our Scratch points we're probably going to see throughout the front part of the bag here, where I take my work ID and I kind of stick it in there. So I'll get like this little dongle, the ID, but most of the scratches are probably from my fingernails as I'm grabbing and reaching and undoing and tucking this strap in. Now, if you want to talk about the strap, this strap is about the only thing that loosened up quite a bit, because this is the most used, accessed, and touched piece of leather on the bag, other than the straps, which these are thick, padded over, so even though we do have a lot of discoloration, a lot of wear, a lot of creasing, this little strap here, being thinner, has a lot more pliability to it than anything else. This strap did darken quite a bit, and that again is because this is where I'm touching this daily when I'm putting stuff in the bag, when I'm getting to work, I'm taking stuff out, when I'm leaving work and I'm putting the bag back together. This strap is getting quite a bit of wear. You can see there's some nice creasing going on here, but even all of the wear and touching and use that this strap has gotten, it is still pretty stiff for what it is. And even though I tuck it down, this does have these hidden slit pockets on the bag. I always try to tuck the tail when I buckle it. I try to tuck the tail down and into it, just because I like the look. I think that looks cleaner than having this little tail dangle out like that. So even tucking it down, I'm constantly forcing this in and touching this piece, and all of this leather is still super duper stiff. It's, again, it is the most pliable piece of leather on the bag, but it is still very, very stiff, even though I've used this and accessed this bag daily, touching this strap. Now, while we're talking about straps, I did test this bag by taking the leather padded straps off, and I did wear the bag with just the leather straps. Now, it wasn't as comfortable as I had hoped it would be. I did find in the beginning that these straps were a bit bulky, and they could be cumbersome because they do slide, and more so they become a little bit of an inconvenience when I'm wearing like a denim jacket, because the buttons, they kind of get stuck on my left sleeve when I'm trying to put my left sleeve through the left shoulder strap. They kind of get stuck on there, and I do have to do that little dance where I work. And at this point, I'm completely used to it. It takes me about 5 seconds to get situated, but in the beginning, I found the straps to be a little bit, or the pads to be a little bit cumbersome, so I did test by taking them off and wearing the straps, but they are kind of thin, so it wasn't necessarily incredibly uncomfortable, but it wasn't the most comfortable wear with the straps off, so I did put them back on, and honestly, I really like the wear that I'm getting out of it. And underneath, these straps are darkening up a little bit. You can kind of see mostly the bottom, probably because that's the exposed part, but as these slide up and down, they are kind of darkening the back side of the straps just a little bit. Not a ton, but that's probably next to the front strap. The pads in the lower half of these straps are going to have the most signs of wear, just because that's where I'm grabbing with my hand, or just because these straps are sliding up and down. And point of note, they do slide. They are not attached, so they will migrate up or down depending upon how you're wearing the bag. Now, some of the features I really like about this bag are this one little interesting clip right here. Now, this is for rain. You just take this little D-ring and the clip, and you tuck the bag in, and you snap it closed. Now you can see it sucked the top of the bag in, so when I close the lid, the sides of the bag are underneath this top flap. So if you see the way this flap lands, there is room on each side, so the bag is tucked in. Because if you don't have it clipped, the bag will have a tendency to pop out. And while it is still kind of covered, and because this bag isn't completely full, there is a little bit of room in here. It is pretty packed out, but if I just lay the lid over, you can kind of see I'm right on the edge of where the flap is. So if it's raining, you'll just zip the bag in, and it tucks those sides in so they are completely covered by the top flap, and that prevents any water from getting inside the bag. And that is a really interesting feature. I have never seen it on any other top-loading bag before. It's very easy to use, and it's pretty intuitive, really. You just clip it together. It sucks the top flap in, so when you close your lid, the sides are covered. You're not going to get any water in the bag when it's raining. It's just a really good idea. And while we're speaking about rain, I have had this bag in the rain a couple of times now, and you wouldn't be able to tell. The leather dried perfectly fine. Really just the only show the signs of wear are some fingernail scratches and the high touch points, mostly from my hands being dirty or rubbing on the indigo of my bag or my jacket. So honestly, this bag, it's pretty awesome. I had never been into leather bags, and then I got a middle of the road, low end leather backpack, and I said, you know what, this is pretty interesting. I kind of like it. I like the look. I like the features, but it wasn't the best leather. So then when Saddleback reached out to me, asked if I wanted to take a look at one of their bags, I was like, you know what, I do like waxed bags. And I am really, really liking leather bags now. I've had one or two. I would like to check out a more expensive, a more premium, better put together leather pack. So they sent me the front pocket backpack out, and I've been using it. And you know what? I do love it. It's a great bag. It's a very simple, great design. It's got some nice features built into it, namely the little clip to help suck the lid in for rain. It does have liner pockets behind each of these pockets, so you actually have 3 hidden pockets, which, you know, I don't really use them for much, but I stick my work ID right in there, so I can tuck that in there. And I like to leave it dangling out, because if I don't do that, I'm going to be doing that. Where's my work ID, going through every single pocket of the bag. So I intentionally leave the clip dangling out so I know where my work ID is, but I like to have an exterior place to stick my work ID, because when I'm walking to the building and the backpack is on my back and I forgot to take it off, I can reach back there and pull it out. I don't have to take the bag off and dig through a pocket and find it, which is not the best thing to do when your hands are full and it's raining outside, which seems to happen to me quite a bit. So I love having this little slit or liner pocket, if you will, on the outside of the bag. I can stick a couple things in there. I'll stick a pen in there sometimes, but I keep my work ID in there. Quick, easy to get to. All of these other pockets, super easy to get to. Oh, and that's one other thing that I really like about this bag, is that all of these closures are all mechanical. So these are all actual metal buckles and leather belt straps. There are no snaps involved in this. Everything is a mechanical closure. Everything has some sort of mechanical feature to it. There are no snaps. I hate when you get a bag and it looks like it has belt closures, but it has snaps. I hate the magnetic snaps. I don't like them. I mean, it looks like it's got a leather strap, but it's a magnetic snap, and I don't like that at all. This bag, all of these closures are all mechanical. There are no snaps involved. These are all actual belt type loops. It's all mechanical. It's all metal and leather. So everything, you know, is going to be secured because it's premium leather. So every time you close one of these pockets, it is going to stay closed. It's not going to accidentally pop open, which for me, that rides a 50cc Honda Ruckus in the summer, I don't go that fast, but I am on 2 wheels cruising down the road. I don't have to worry about leaning the wrong way, and then my bag snaps open and then all my stuff falls out. I don't have to worry about that because all of these buckles are mechanical. And then if we want to flip around on the back side, we have big, beefy rivets that are also holding in the straps. So we have beefy rivets up top, and then down the bottom, we have more mechanical buckles, and this is how you adjust the length of the strap. It's just a belt. It's essentially a belt. Big loops here. And then we also have 2 additional D-rings here where we can lash things to the bottom if we need to, and I believe there's D-rings up front. Yes, so we actually have 4 D-rings on the bottom of the bag, so you can lash something to the bottom of the bag if you need to. These straps are mechanical. You just loosen them, slide them in or out to give your straps a little more length or a little less length. So everything's mechanical, reinforced with rivets. High stress points in between the layers of leather are reinforced with glued in strips of nylon. All the high stress points, and then again, even the snaps or the buckles on the sides, all the buckles are reinforced with rivets. High quality handmade bag. Yes, it is a $650 bag, and that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. And to be honest, if Saddleback Leathers didn't send me this as a sample, I would just be looking at this from afar, because that's outside my price range for a bag. Even me that loves bags, have a bag addiction, that's a lot of money for me to swallow for a backpack. But you know what? At this point, I see why that price point is $650. The bag, the quality materials, the way it's made, the 100-year warranty on the bag. They had a damn alligator bite a bag and it didn't do anything to it. I've been trying to beat this bag up and wear it in, and it still looks pretty much like it did after like a month or two. Maybe a little bit more darkening on the high touch points and a couple more scratch marks on the leather, but it looks great. And if you want to check out, he's Nifty Thrifty on Instagram, but he's Boots, Jeans, and the Odd Watch on YouTube. He did this. I'll put a link down below. He has the same backpack, but he has in the dark coffee brown, so that does have a little bit more wear that you can see. I believe he used his for almost 6 months straight daily, but because it's that darker leather, you can see a few of the high points where it was rubbing or touching something, where some of that darker stain kind of wore through like a nice worn-in leather jacket. So you might want to check that out as well if you're looking at some of the other colors. I like the more natural look, the lighter brown. I just like the way this looks, and I like the way it will darken with age. So yeah, I'm going to keep using this bag. I do have a couple of the bags I got to test out, but I'm going to filter back to this here or there, and I think we're going to try to push for a year. We'll do it a year check back, and hopefully at that point we have a little bit more signs of wear, a couple more dark points, maybe some stains, and maybe a couple of more scuff marks on it. I just want to beat this bag up some more, but it's just built too damn well. So yeah, I mean, it is an expensive bag, but it is a premium bag. It's going to last me the rest of my life. I'm 43. I'm going to have 40 more years of life if I stop doing stupid things or don't get T-boned on my way to work tomorrow. I can live for another 40 years probably, and in that 40 years, 100% I'll have this backpack. I mean, it's going to last me that long, and then if Hazel wants it after I'm gone, she can have it, and she'll have to fight over it because I don't think Duke the dog or Bella the baby cat are going to be around at that point, so she could just have it. If she wants to fight for it, I mean, she's more than welcome to. If I get a front row seat to that, it might be something interesting to watch, but I don't think she's going to have to, and if she wants it, it's probably going to last her for the majority of her life as well. So if you're looking at a Saddleback leather front pocket backpack, it's a stellar bag. It's well put together. It's well thought out. It looks good. It fits with my denim attire, my waxed attire. It fits in the office building. And if backpacks aren't your thing, they make flight bags, like pilot bags, like pilot briefcases and stuff like that. They have a lot of really high quality leather goods, and they're definitely worth at least head on over to the website and check them out. See a few of their products. They got a good lineup there, and it's definitely worth checking out. So stay tuned. We're going to try to check back in another 6 months and see how the bag is faring then. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night. And I'm sorry if the lighting sucks. This is only the third video I've filmed in this room, and I'm still working on it.